This one's for the stackers, the believers, the ones who saw the future before the world did. They laughed when the white paper hit the net. Said it wouldn't last, yeah, I remember that bet. But the blocks kept rolling, tick-tock chain. Hard money rising while the printers go insane. 21 million, that's the final command. No central bank could change in this plan. Those around the world keep truth in the chain. Freedom money breaking every fiat domain. Cold storage lock keys in my hand. Self-sovereign living, yeah, I understand. Volatility storms, but the mission stays true. Stack sats every day, that's what we do. Retired on crypto, taking a stand. R to the 2 to O to the 2 to C, that's the man. Daily stacking BTC is the plan. Hard money, future in our hands. TikTok, next block, hear the band. Bitcoin rising across the land. Retired on crypto, taking a stand. Building our future with the hardest money known to man. Fiat keeps falling while the debt grows tall. Trillions printed up just to cover the fall. But Bitcoin marches like digital gold. Every 4 years the same story told. Hash rate climbing like a rocket in flight. Miners worldwide keeping truth in the fight. Permissionless rails running night and day. A monetary system no king can sway. From Wall Street towers to a farmer's land. Bitcoin leveling the economic sand. Not your keys, not your coins, understand. This is the revolution already planned. Retired on crypto, taking a stand. R to the 2 to O to the 2 to C, that's the man. Daily stacking BTC is the plan. Hard money, future in our hands. TikTok, next block, hear the band. Bitcoin rising across the land. Retired on crypto, taking a stand. Building our future with the hardest money known to man. Now listen close, here comes the move. Corporate treasury with a Bitcoin groove. Company called Strategy changed the game. Michael Saylor stacking sats in this name. Balance sheet loaded, conviction strong. Playing the Bitcoin century long. And this TRC spelled out so clear. STRC to prefer right here. Prefer stock ride in the Bitcoin way. Yield and conviction for the bold and the brave. While the world still wonders what this will be. We're building the future on BTC. Stack the sats, hold the line. Tick-tock block every time. Freedom money can't be banned. Bitcoin rising across the land. Retired on crypto, taking a stand. R to the 2 to O to the 2 to C, that's the man. Daily stacking BTC is the plan. Hard money, future in our hands. 21 million written in sand. Bitcoin standards sweeping the land. Retired on crypto, taking a stand. Generational wealth built by BTC's plan. This is not financial advice. I hope you were entertained. If not, I'll do better next time. If you made it this far and you want to prove it to all the suckers out there, you got to say the key word. Be about.
Good morning, everyone. Today is Thursday, March 19th. And welcome to the Orange Series, episode 8, titled MSTY Mafia. Again, we are on a brand new channel. So if you are listening on X, you might want to go check out the Retire on Crypto channel. I put a couple links via post. If you're here on YouTube, appreciate it. Obviously, yeah, I know, another new channel. But again, this focus is crypto, Bitcoin, MSTR, etc., and so on. So I'm kind of separating the various topics. All right, different view of Bitcoin I decided to do. By the way, let me know your thoughts on the song if you haven't already. I'm going to play it again at the end. It's a new song. Ambassador of Quan was kind enough to make that for me. He's pretty good at that stuff. So yeah, I don't know. He's a musician, I guess, too. But anyway, Bitcoin's coming. It went down, obviously, since yesterday and whatnot. Some bad numbers came out. Rate cut information, more war information, so on and so forth. So, but whatever, it is what it is. We're at 70K. All right, now. Let's go to, well, I guess I don't have to look at this. Our good old coin market cap. By the way, I confirm audio if you do not mind. If I look at the market, though, the S&P was green. It's now red again. S&P is down 0.07%. The NASDAQ is down 0.18%, and the Dow is up 0.01%, and the Russell down 0.26%. All right. So welcome to the Orange series, where we discuss all things Bitcoin. Thank you, Wolf, for confirming. We've had, again, 8 episodes. Let me zoom in. So again, introduction, history of Bitcoin, transactions, halving, shitcoins, retire on STRC, the power of STRC, which we'll even get into more today. And then, of course, MSTY Mafia, something I decided to, discuss and jump back into in a way to help this journey succeed. All right. So if you want, if you're interested in any of these episodes, some of them are on this channel, and then some you'll have to go to the Retire on Dividend channel, unfortunately, but it is what it is. Always like to start with, when my first buy was, and when the buy was when I actually started or committed to buy and hold. And the first buy was December 7th, 2017. And, question to you guys, when was your first buy? Imagine, if your first buy was, ages ago and you actually held, props to you. But it was hard back then. Nobody really knew, unless you actually, I guess, did some reading and research. I'm sure, I guess you would know, but, at the time it was just a trading outlet, being young and stupid. And it's like, just buy, get rich in a day. And then it doesn't happen in a day and then you sell it. But anyway, it wasn't really until March of last year that I decided, all right, this Bitcoin thing, it's legit. This is starting to make more sense, and I'm learning each and every day. Hence why I wanted to start like a different series just to talk about Bitcoin, to kind of force myself to educate myself along the way and make content about it. Obviously, yeah, there's ways to make income through Bitcoin, right? There's ways to make money on Bitcoin. It's all, it's all related, but I wanted to segregate the crypto, Bitcoin, whatever, discussions separately. We have a video on the history from 1992 up until this year. But, if you want to check that out, go check out that part of the series. Again, same thing with transactions. And then again, I did a big video on Bitcoin halving. That was my favorite one. Again, once I ran the numbers, we are here, like I said, in between 24 and 28. So the next halving is around April 1st, 2028. And the reward for Bitcoin as of now is 3.125. And after that, it'll be 1.5625. All right. And then it'll get cut in half every 4 years after that. So you can see, like, this is the number of Bitcoins being mined this year, after the next 4 years, and eventually, it's going to go down to very, like one Bitcoin in 2100, right? Again, I don't know if you care about that, right? Because we're all going to be like, somewhere. But as time goes on, every 4 years, it's going to be, there's going to be less and less Bitcoin being mined. So less and less Bitcoin, is becoming available, especially with what MSTR is doing. And it's very impressive what they're doing, which, again, I want to cover. Ran some fun numbers. You guys are going to have fun with this. All right. Bitcoin per person. Did I update this? I don't think I did. Yeah, so circulating supply 27. Weekly change 27. It should be 27. Let me go back. Circulating. Why is that B27? Should be like B50. All right, that's better. Okay, so So basically, the estimated population last time I polled it in the U.S. was what, 342 million. So the big, and then the world is 8.3 was billion or whatever. So we have to look at these numbers. We have to look at the world population. The Bitcoin per person. Take that number, divide it by the circulating supply. There would be enough Bitcoin, be 0.002 Bitcoin per person. In 2140. So when all Bitcoin is mined, when there's 21 million, same thing, 0.002. So again, most of the Bitcoin is mined. So, there's less than a million that's going to be mined, from now until 2140. I did MSTR as well, but no need to cover that. Retire on STRC, that was a video I did a week or two ago. All right, now the weekly change. This is the fun part. All right, so the Bitcoin supply, I actually did see a slight slowdown here. It's been like 3,000, the circulating supply. Well, I guess in January and early February it was 2,000. But then, like, what, we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 weeks supply available, which means, more was mined, was 3,000. This week, only 2,000. So, yeah, is it harder to mine, or is it just not worth it to mine, or less people mining? I don't know. But right now, I'm showing we have 2,065 more or increase in supply. MSTR, Bitcoin, yeah, man, I think everyone knows this by now. They had a gigantic purchase this week of 22,000. Last week, the week prior was 17,000. I mean, you see what's happening here, I hope. They are making money, raising money from STRC, and they're buying all the Bitcoin. They're buying a lot of Bitcoin. They bought 20. I mean, could you imagine buying 22,337 Bitcoin? Like, look at that number. Look at the previous times. Okay, they had a big one here, 22,000. Ignore that, 32, because that's from October. But still, that is a massive chunk. Their MNAV is at 1.19. Not much change there. The price change, MSTR did go up 1.61%. STRC actually went down, but I believe that was because of ex-dividend date. They went down 0.46%. So they're below their $100 NAV, FYI. So that is a deal at this very moment. ASST, they didn't really change, but I did put the decimal. I guess I probably shouldn't, but now it's there. But whatever. They didn't add any Bitcoin. I mean, in summary, they did go up in price. So their MNAV shows to be 1.02. That's a 5% increase. ASST, you can see they went up 8.78% this week. That is a solid jump. So my leap is very happy at the moment. All right. SATA went up 1.63%. So it's less and less of a deal. For SATA, we saw, man, it was down 87, 92. So your yield on cost, would have been fantastic. MSTY, again, I added this because, I wanted to, I guess we'll just get into it now. I wanted to add a high yielder because right now I have daily buys on all of these, right? All of them, $10 buys, and STRC and SATA, they pay a good yield, but what they pay is not enough to cover what I need on a daily basis to fund the account. So I was looking to add, a fund that pays maybe a little more that is MSTR or Bitcoin related, and MSTY was my choice. And the reason is the way I see it, and you'll get what I'm saying as we head into the numbers here. But I don't see Bitcoin, it really, unless MSTR, Michael Saylor, does something crazy, there's no way it can go down much further. Like, in my head, at least, looking at running the numbers. So, I'm going to, it feels like we are where we are, we're in a bear market right now for sure. If you look at the stock market. So when we recover, yeah, I'm thinking MSTR Bitcoin will go up. MSTY, of course, yeah, will go up too, to an extent, and it'll pay dividends along the way. And I don't think it's going to be a fly, a mooning, Bitcoin moon flying high. No, I do think it's going to be a gradual pace, which is why, I was like, yeah, let me give it a try. Let me throw some MSTY in the portfolio, and I'll allow my MSTY weekly payments to help support and pay for my daily contributions to these other funds. So again, it's just another exposure to MSTR, and hopefully it works out. But again, I've been following, MSTY for the past few months. It's been doing pretty good overall. But yeah, we'll keep an eye on it. So yeah, I'm back in the MSTY Mafia, if you'll allow me, ladies and gentlemen. All right. So let's go to the treasury companies. Now, again, these are the top 20 treasury companies that hold Bitcoin on their balance sheet. Strategy, obviously, clearly, 100% number one. They are, I am number one. No, for real, they're number one. They have added 22,000. They own 3.8% of the current supply of Bitcoin available. 3.8%. Mara, who's in second, only owns 0.27%. So, one thing to think about too is like eventually, these suckers here, they're going to think of something. They're going to think of a way. I heard Michael Saylor said in an interview, because I think Metaplanet recently raised some money to buy Bitcoin. He keeps an eye on them, like that they're going to get a strategy to buy more Bitcoin. So again, I'm thinking all of these, although it looks like they're slacking lately, right? Are going to find ways to raise more money and buy more Bitcoin. Right now, it's just strategy, really, right? And then, of course, the ETFs. But imagine if all of these or some of these started doing what strategy's doing, finding ways to raise money to buy Bitcoin. Just imagine how that would move. American Bitcoin Corp did buy Bitcoin. They bought 399 more Bitcoin. That did move them up past Galaxy, because last week Galaxy was ahead of them. And yeah, that's pretty much it. Oh, I didn't do the totals. Do I do totals? Yeah, it's all right. I don't need to do the totals. But yeah, so these are the top 20 treasury companies and the movement in their holdings. And then we go to the top of the crop. So again, this is where we track some other categories such as ETFs. The ETFs currently hold, at least this is as of my what I looked at yesterday, 7.11% of the total Bitcoin. And that is a 10,381 increase. But again, this is controlled by the consumer, right? The retail investor, whoever's owning these ETFs, it's controlled by them. If someone says, I'm selling my IBIT, right, they're going to sell their Bitcoin, right? They only buy and sell it based on what the people want, right? Whatever the people do, they're going to do it. And so that's kind of how that goes. So obviously I treat these like it almost moves with the overall market a lot, because a lot of it is through ETFs. So this may be like in a basket of portfolio where financial advisors control. So if they, sell off a bunch of stuff, maybe it's getting sold off with that bunch, or, maybe it's, it's part of a basket of something. You wouldn't really consider these the true OGs that are buy and hold, right? I'm sure there's some of them that would rather just own IBIT, buy and hold it, but, some maybe not, right? Some, again, they're just going to sell when they're fearful and buy when it's bullish. I don't know, but we had a good week. They had a good week. They bought 10,000 more. Public companies went up 22,337. Obviously, we know where that came from. Countries, though, no movement here, which is kind of annoying. But yeah, man, It's yeah. I don't know. I guess they have to go through, the gauntlet to get approvals for all this crap. And then here's the individual ETFs. BlackRock, obviously, the biggest increase. Yes, they are the most popular by far, most popular ETF, and they had the biggest increase. As did Fidelity Fund is pretty big too. Grayscale actually went down, and some stayed flat. So again, it's top heavy for sure. BlackRock has the lion's share of these ETFs. Did they come out first? I don't know. I thought there was like 3 or 4 that came out together, but again, it's freaking BlackRock, and they always end up owning it, everything. But anyway, so let's go through. We are live, by the way. If you guys have any questions, concerns, let me know. Let me just say good morning to everyone. Good morning to Double D, who had to go to work early. Good morning to Nikki. Good morning to Bruce. Good morning to Bruce. Black Mamba in the house. What's going on? Wolf's in the house. Alan, good morning. You guys, a lot of you guys are super busy in the options chat. I see you. Wish I could join you, but freaking work, man. You like the new song? Sweet. Thank you. Thank you for the feedback. Markets stay irrational longer than you can imagine, so don't try to call bottoms. It can, yeah, I mean, forget it. Yeah, good luck timing the market. Especially this market. This market is just way, yeah, it's like you don't even know what to do. Do I buy? Do I wait? What do you do, right? What do you do? But they do advise too, so they have a little influence. Plus, BlackRock has its own Bitcoin. Yeah, that I don't have a hold of. It must not be a lot, right? Is it a lot? I mean, they're public, so let's see. Are they on here? They weren't on the top 20, right? Yeah, no. All right, folks. We go to the website. The hell's the website? There it is. Well, they got the STRC at the money tracker. I love it. It's pretty cool, actually. Yeah, I can't even. Where the hell is BlackRock? Do you see? Anyone see it? Are they considered a Bitcoin treasury company because they own some? Would they be on this list? I don't know. No notification on the YouTube side. That's why I suggested to add the link. Still got my rod on dividends. Yeah, I don't know. I think that's on you though. Like if you sign up for a channel, you have to hit the notification bell. I don't think I can control it. Grayscale was first, but they were in Canada before they got to US market. So yeah, but Grayscale, when they were in the US, yeah, they were first for sure with their high expense ratios, but weren't they just doing futures? I don't know how much and how to find it. It might be through proxies though. Oh. All right. Well, anyway, let's keep going. Top of the crop. Yeah, we're covered that. We're beyond that. All right. Now, when we talk about the preferreds, again, I'll start to add more. I don't know of any more, to be honest. So if you guys know of any more preferred stocks that are, similar to STRC and SETA and whatnot, let me know. I don't know what other companies offer it, but I'll be happy to add them and monitor them to see if they are worth it, how they're doing. It's and if they're a deal. But right now, this is an old note. There was no increase in dividend yield from either SETA or STRC this week. STRC has a 11.5% yield, and SETA has a 12.75% yield. This yield on cost, should I move this? Should probably move this over 1. There you go. Yeah, so yield on cost. So if either one of these is under $100, right, So yeah, we should probably do a conditional format that will say, all right, if less than $100, party time, right? Party freaking time. So we'll make that crap green, and then we'll shine it up real nice. And more green? No, that's ugly. What do you think? Yellow? Ew, that's ugly too. I don't know. We'll just keep it black, I guess. Yeah. Actually, let's do black and green. Yeah, there you go. All right. So when it's under $100, that's a deal, right? Because again, yeah, their yield is it 11.5? Yeah, 11.5. Is 11.5. If you buy it at 99.57, the yield on cost is 11.55%. So yeah, you get a better yield on cost because they're going to pay the 11.5 based on the $100 NAV, the par NAV as they call it. Now, same thing with SETA. SETA has a yield of 12.75%. If you bought it at the current price, you'd get a yield on cost of 13.07%. So, and don't forget, they're gonna get these funds to 100 one way or the other, right? So there's some capital appreciation involved too. So you got to think of it that way as well. So not like you're selling, I know, but it's still nice, very nice. You want your account to go up, especially in this freaking market. A1 is active. I love it. To me, STRC is the one to be in, and SETA is good too. I'm in ASST and I have STRC. My average in STRC is 94, so I have not got SETA. LOL, STRC is great, but I have not bought until it goes. Well, you know what I mean? I mean, first of all, your average is insane, and I get your feeling. You don't want to average it up at all. Been there, but honestly, as SETA is becoming much more popular, I don't know if it's going to go under 98. I mean, if it does, yeah, man, I'm with you. I'd like to buy more, but I don't know. Like it thing barely moves. I remember in the beginning it was moving for sure, especially on these past few weeks we've had some rough days. STRC didn't even budge. It's like, what? It only budged on X dividend date, and it's taken a little bit to recover, but so be it. Wolf says that is why I don't do recurring buys at Robinhood, because they can buy above the par. Yeah, exactly. Well, you can't control it, but I do the recurring buys, which we could talk about that too. Now let's go here. I want to show you guys something. All right, this is just some interesting stuff where I had an idea yesterday. All right, so first strategy. They own 761 million Bitcoin. Okay, that's not news, right? That's on their website, right? Let me confirm that. 761,068. Okay. They need 238,932 to own 1 million Bitcoin, right? 1 million Bitcoin of 21 million Bitcoin would be 4.76% of the supply. Now, they have been averaging for this year, 2026, they've been averaging weekly buys of approximately 8,052 Bitcoin. Now, keeping up at that pace this year, they would only need 30 more weeks to own 1 million Bitcoin. So they would have 1 million Bitcoin by October 15th. If you ask me, it's going to be sooner because, again, you can see STRC, more and more money is piling in. Will that slow down? Probably at some point, but I don't know when. And yeah, I mean, so that's one thing. Now I said, you know what? I got to see how this plays out. I got to think about this. I got to look at this. So again, here we are, March 19th. We are, we own 761,000, or they do. I wish I owned that much. The available Bitcoin, 20.3 million, right? MSTR owns 3.74%. Now, if you think about, okay, end of year, that's going to be another 41 weeks. They're going to buy about 330,000 Bitcoin, maybe, based on the pace. That's about 1 million. Yeah, 1 million. That'll put them at 1 million Bitcoin. And they'll own 5.36% by end of year. Again, keeping on the same buy pace, which I don't know if that's, attainable, right? Because STRC, I'm sure they could always issue more shares if they run out, but keeping on the pace, they could buy, based on the number of weeks, their buys, again, too, I know the buys will, it'll get hard. Well, that's the thing. Bitcoin will be a little more expensive, so it's possible that the buys could be much less. But we don't know that, right? But at the same time, as it goes up, they can. I don't know. I didn't adjust it. That's basically what I'm saying. I didn't adjust this to basically take into consideration they may buy less just because of the Bitcoin price. But again, I'm just showing, like, if they keep at the current pace, they'll have 21% of Bitcoin in 2034. Okay. Right now, obviously, that's far away. It's 8 years away. But do you really think, like, the market's going to allow that? There's going to be, before that happens, I think there's just going to be so many other companies jumping in, saying, hell no. Or like even going further to 2030, not 31%. I mean, there's no way. But if MSTR stays on pace of what their strategy is and what they're trying to do, they're going to eat up all the Bitcoin. And again, there's going to be others. We see Strive's there. They're not raising the money, that strategy is, but there's going to be others. There's going to be big money coming in, you would think, right? Because right now, strategies, it seems like they're the only ones, right? It feels like it. And then us retail suckers just keep buying. But obviously, yeah, the ETFs control a lot of it for sure. But eventually, when more and more companies that have this buy and hold mentality start offering preferred stocks based on that, this and that, it's going to slow down. It's going to be, it's not going to be as easy to get that Bitcoin, right? So again, I don't know what the future holds, but man, oh man, let me just say, I'm pretty damn bullish, and I hate even saying that freaking word, but I am comfortable buying Bitcoin daily for the future. That is for damn sure. I'm more comfortable on this going up than the overall stock market going up. But anyway, let me get through some comments, see what you guys are saying. Rod is doing it right through small buys every week. I do daily buys, which I'll show you where we're at on that. I do daily buys on Bitcoin because they're open daily. Really, when STRC went real low a while back, I was buying like every week. Yeah, it was so tempting. I should have bought more too. My average is like 90. Actually, here, let me look at it real quick. Sorry, it's on the other screen. My average is 98.10, which, not bad. It's not yours, but they always buy more BTC in the beginning of the year. Who's they? The price might go up too much for them to keep buying. Yeah, exactly. But if the price is going up, that means they're making money, obviously, along the way. Good morning, LA. What's going on? LA is a Bitcoin bull, right? Found it. Yeah. See, I don't know what to do. I think there's a way to cross promote this channel with using my other channel, but I felt like forcing people to come here would be easier and they could find it, but I don't know. But is that Doc? Where the hell you been? Strategy buys more in the beginning of the year. Well, they've been buying more and more each week. thanks to STRC. It's nice to see the distro every month. Yeah, I love the monthly payments for sure. Good morning. Good morning. All right, let's go through the holdings so I can kind of explain what's going on here. So right now, current Bitcoin in the orange account, I'll call it, is 0.12112542. Again, slight increase from last week. Current value 8,500. MSTR went up slightly, 13.43 shares. STRC is now at 23.15 shares. ASST 44.79 shares. The leap value went from 510 to 650. I don't know how much did I pay for I don't even remember what I paid for the leap, but it was obviously it's making money. I wanted to buy more. I should have bought a few more leaps, but this is only one leap on ASST. But obviously, yeah, right now it's worth $650. And then, of course, there's SATA. I have 9.82 shares of SATA. MSTY, again, we talked about this earlier. They're going to help me. They're going to pay me weekly in order to help support and pay for the other buys and hopefully grow with it. Because, again, I have a feeling that, the future is bright. I know right now it's rocky roads and it's just brutal out there. And it just seems like there's no green in sight, no hope in sight. But once we get through all this, I think it'll be all good and we'll be all happy. But yeah, I just started the reoccurring buy. So starting next week, you should see some some $10 buys added into there. $10 the number. So $10 for BTC, which that can do 7 days a week. All these others is dependent on the stock market, and they get 5 a week. So, but obviously, that money has to come from somewhere. Look at the history. Yeah, I mean, I guess we could do that. What else? We're not doing anything else, right? So let's see. The beginning of the year. Well, they did 22,000 in January 26. If I go to January 25, I mean, they do some big buys, but they did a bigger buy in February of 25. It's really scattered. 24. Yeah, the buys are really scattered. I don't really see that they're just doing a big chunk in January or something. First buy was August of 2020. Could you imagine? Wow. 6 years. It's still so new. But it's so like this, the Monday buys, like it's now a freak. Like if I was, is it Monday or Tuesday? I think it's Monday. But the Monday buys, if I wasn't working, man, I would go live right before that announcement comes out because hype it up, man. It is fun. It wasn't me. It wasn't me. All right. So what else we doing here? Let's go to payouts. Again, from this account, we have, well, this, oddly enough, the April payment, it fell on like March 31st. But again, I'm going to count it as April. STRC payment going up a little, 2180. Wonderful. Obviously, it's going to go up. The yield actually, yes, also went up, which is good. SATA, I didn't see what they're going to pay yet. But obviously, yeah, these numbers are, these are not retirement numbers. But in due time, obviously, when I get more money, I'm going to help boost these for sure. But for now, it's just, it's just $10 buys each day. Is this something that everyone can do? Probably, right? I try to tell my friends about it, but this is a slow paced kind of thing. Also, I should add I should probably, yeah, I will add Misty to this now that I think about it. Do left. And then we shall add here plus that. There you go. And then we'll be rich. You know, you want this thing on autopilot, right? You want this to have the STRCs, the SATAs, and the MISTIs to pay for your buys, right? And then eventually, you don't have to have buys. You don't have to. You could just live off the income from STRC, SATA, and MISTI, right? Right? Anyway. What are we doing here? What's going on? I've not seen a pattern of strategy buys Bitcoin on it's kind of whenever. Yeah. Well, now it's there is a pattern every week, every Monday. It's a holiday. Celebrate. All right. In the house, you have friends. He comes back out of nowhere. Now he's already busting chops. And he's not even on freaking YouTube. He's hanging out on X by himself. Doc, get in YouTube. That way you have to subscribe, maybe. All right, let's see. It's like $1 a month per share. Don't seem like a lot. Yeah, it builds up. Question is for you guys, if you had $1 million today, maybe you do, but if you did and you could live off $100,000 or $110,000, would you just put it in STRC? Right? Make that money tax free. Morning. Is LA back? He left. My Robinhood account is looking mighty rough this morning. Yeah, man. Pretty red this morning. The VIX is up for sure. Walmart's green though. Netflix is green. That is your job. Are you still a member? Do I still even have memberships? I don't even know anymore. But all right. So yeah. So then I'll obviously hear what bill does it pay right now. Let me let this dog out. She's getting antsy. Okay. 84 on YouTube and X, not bad. Again, this channel, it's going to be slow. Apparently people can't find where it goes, find where it is, but I don't know. I guess I'll just have to share it from the other channel every day, every week. My answer is no. Oh, okay, on the 1 million. All right. I could live off 50K, no problem. Wow. So half an STRC. Yeah. So would you do that, A1? Would you put 500K in STRC if you had a mill? That's the question. If you could live off of it, right? There we go. Doc Whiskey. That wasn't here. Wasn't it just, it was Doc something. Changed the name. Yes. Coasty Dividends says yes. And yes, we are happy. Welcome to the YouTube gang. Yes, I would. 500K. Look at you. Balls to the wall. All right. What about you, LA? If you had a mill, would you put it in STRC? Could you live off 110K? Imagine tax-free, at least for 10 years. Too much risk with just one investment. I mean, that's for damn sure. You go live. It wasn't initially in the live section of YouTube. Had to open. Well, that's annoying. I guess I'm set up to fail over here. Yes, tax-free. I can handle that. Imagine just getting a fat check each month and you don't even have to pay. Well, that's the thing. You'll have to check the state return of capital from the state taxes. Because I'm sure my state they want their share. It might be only a federal thing. What's up, LA? Blocks and but BTC directly? You mean buy BTC directly? So you what? You mean with your mill? You buy blocks over STRC? Really? Okay, let's go. Let's go. All right. The last tab is where we talk about, all right, you know, because I bought some Bitcoin elsewhere, right? Coinbase, obviously. And I'm building up a little stash there. And I have about 0.055 at the moment. Balance is showing up to be around 3,915. I was supposed to freeze these numbers and I never did. Damn. Whoops. Anyway, so the loan I'm allowed to take as of right now is 2,900. That is 76% of the balance, and loan to value, LTV, loan to value, 3,300. What is this? Bitcoin. I don't even remember what I did here. I'll skip that for now. I made that. I've been adding so much crap, I don't even remember. All right, so my safe loan, if I borrowed at 25%, that would be $978. The current interest rate is 4.12. So I'd have to owe $40. I have to pay Coinbase $9, but I would make $418 a month, right? I'm sorry, I would have to pay $418 a month with interest from and the fee. My STRC dividend would pay me $938, so I'd make $520 in profit if I started this loan process. $520 a month. Is that worth it? I don't know. Again, I don't even know about the loan thing, but oh, so no, I know what this is. This is what Bitcoin would have to drop to in order for my loan to value to actually get called, right? For my loan to get called, 60,000. Do we see Bitcoin going to 60,000? I don't. I mean, I know everyone's saying, 40 is the bottom. Yeah, 40 is the bottom. Yeah, you see? Yeah. I mean, no. There's no way. Unless, you know, unless Sailor sells his, if Sailor says it sells his Bitcoin, it's a wrap, man. It's a wrap. It's done data. We're all done then. But we like, all right, nice journey. Nice knowing you guys. And yeah, we're gone. All right. 500K, 50K a year, and you still have 500K working for you and other things. I'm single, so 50K is fine. Look at you, A1, to be living it up. Living it up. And the trust, but how do you be? I don't know anything about trust. I don't have enough money to even say the word trust. And I got no trust coming to me either, so I'll never have a trust in my life, probably. All right. That's the update on the Orange series. Ooh, yeah. So what do you guys think? Is this enough coverage? Do we do enough here? Is it good stuff? Are you satisfied? Are you? Are you? Can you feel it? Huh? Can you? Can you? Do you see enough orange here? Up in her? What do you think? All right. Where's the oh my God, I forgot your sidekick, Doc. Oh my, how do I LA, help me out. What's his name? Doc sidekick. TC. Right? Where's TC? Anyway, yeah, that's it. That's a wrap. So unless you guys got questions, let's check this out. Let's see if I gained any subs. Oh yeah, 2 more subs during the video. Unstoppable. Oh hell yeah. Oh hell yeah. Of course, as always, this was not financial advice. I am not a financial advisor, and this video was for fun and entertainment. So hopefully you had fun. Hopefully you're entertained. If not, I don't know what to tell you, man. This is all I got. I got nothing left. All right. So yeah. Again, new channel. Feel free to share it. If you want to help me hit 100 subs by next week, what do you think? Think we can do it? Maybe. I'm gonna play the song again, and then we'll wrap it up. During the song, though, let's think of a freaking keyword. All right, let's do that. I'm gonna drink coffee during the song, and you guys should do the same. I'll pump up the volume, dance. All right, Doc, you missed the song in the beginning. You can hear it now.
Be about stacking. Until next time, stay humble, no looking back. Be about stacking sats. Stay humble, no looking back. Yeah. This one's for the stackers, the believers, the ones who saw the future before the world did. They laughed when the white paper hit the net. Said it wouldn't last, yeah, I remember that bet. But the blocks kept rolling, tick-tock chain. Hard money rising while the printers go insane. 21 million, that's the final command. No central banker changing this plan. Those around the world keep truth in the chain. Freedom money breaking every fiat domain. Cold storage like keys in my hand. Self-sovereign living, yeah, I understand. Volatility storms, but the mission stays true. Stack sats every day, that's what we do. Retired on crypto, taking a stand. R to the 2 to O to the 2 to C, that's the man. Daily stacking BTC is the plan. Hard money, future in our hands. TikTok, next block, hear the band. Bitcoin rising across the land. Retired on crypto, taking a stand. Building our future with the hardest money known to man. Fiat keeps falling while the debt grows tall. Trillions printed up just to cover the fall. But Bitcoin marches like digital gold. Every 4 years the same story told. Hash rate climbing like a rocket in flight. Miners worldwide keeping truth in the fight. Permissionless rails running night and day. A monetary system no king can sway. From Wall Street towers to a farmer's land. Bitcoin leveling the economic sand. Not your keys, not your coins, understand. This is the revolution already planned. Retired on crypto, taking a stand. R to the 2 to O to the 2 to C, that's the man. Daily stacking BTC is the plan. Hard money, future in our hands. TikTok, next block, hear the band. Bitcoin rising across the land. Retired on crypto, taking a stand. Building our future with the hardest money known to man. Now listen close, here comes the move. Corporate treasury with a Bitcoin groove. Company called Strategy changed the game. Michael Saylor stacking sats in his name. Balance sheet loaded, conviction strong. Playing the Bitcoin century long. And the TRC spelled out so clear. STRC the preferred right here. Preferred stock ride in the Bitcoin way. Yield and conviction for the bold and the brave. While the world still wonders what this will be. We're building the future on BTC. Stack the sats, hold the line. Tick-tock block every time. Freedom money can't be banned. Bitcoin rising across the land. Retired on crypto, taking a stand. R to the 2 to O to the 2 to C, that's the man. Daily stacking BTC is the plan. Hard money, future in our hands. 21 million written in sand. Bitcoin standards sweeping the land. Retired on crypto, taking a stand. Generational wealth built by BTC's plan. This is not financial advice. I hope you were entertained. If not, I'll do better next time. If you made it this far and you want to prove it to all the suckers out there, you gotta say the keyword. Be about stacking. Until next time, stay humble, no looking back. Be about stacking sats. Stay humble, no looking back. Yeah.
All right. Song is over. Keyword. I don't know. Wolf says stackers. Stackers, right? Is it stackers, or should we do welcome back, Doc? Yeah. Well, although it's a new channel, so it's really welcome, Doc. But let's do welcome back, Doc, because it's been a while since I've seen him here. So we also want to bust his chops a little if we can. So welcome back, Doc. We missed you. So yeah, you're the key word today. So if you made it this far in the video, and you would like to prove it, you gotta say the keyword. You have to say the baby. So keyword today is welcome back, Doc. All right, I'm out of here. Time to go to work. Thank you for watching, and have a good day. Later.